Welcome back to part 2 of the Passing Masterclass brought to you by Chaim Schalk. Now, if you ever find yourself spraying balls to the left or very far to the right, this video is for you.
So when we're passing, once we make our right footwork, shuffles, little steps, we always want to be like getting our body behind the ball so that if I'm passing the ball, I want it to be rebounding into the court to where my setter's coming. You want to have your body do the work so that you don't need to like you don't need to fix it with your arms or like be out of position and, you know, jimmy the ball to the middle of the court. If you get structurally behind the ball and stay square, then you're going to be fine, I think. So with our shoulders, you want to have a bit of a dip, but it kind of really depends where the serve's coming from. But the big key here is always keeping the foot that's closest to the sideline a little bit more forward for one.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because then you're going to be pushing the ball into the court. As long as we're finishing the pass and our shoulders are square and the momentum, like we talk about a lot, is coming forward, naturally, without even having to do too much more, the ball's going to go the direction we want it to go. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the basic principle of getting around the ball and squaring our shoulders up.
Yeah. Sometimes the serve comes easy and you can get around and like get your shoulders there.
For sure.
And then if it comes super fast, you move your feet, you try and get your shoulders there. Obviously, it's not always going to get there.
Yeah.
And then next, with that last adjustment comes your platform, right?
Right. Obviously, if we're talking about a free ball, every single person can get around the ball, square up, get your shoulders, and push that to the... If you have a really difficult serve coming, and I'm a believer in passing outside your body. I think everyone should have a skill. I think a lot of people kind of talk about this as being a bit of a controversial thing because, you know, some people will teach you in indoors or on the beach to try to pass midline all the time. But I think with the conditions and with like the velocity that the serves come in, you need to be able to pass the ball in like this entire window of where your body's at. So, because that ball moves all the time. So sure, ideally, if that ball's curving to me and it takes me midline, that's fine. I can pass midline, but I can also have the ability to, you know, if it's getting away from me and I can't quite get my shoulders around the ball, to pass outside my body, as long as I'm using my platform and angling in a certain way that I'm still able to push that ball back up to the net, basically.
To me, what it's sounding like is it's almost like the mental cue. It's the mental cue that'll help your feet get there.
Yeah.
It's that mental cue that will get you back towards there. Obviously, you're not going to be able to like face there because it's coming fast, but it's that mental cue to get your feet there, to get your shoulders there, and then your platform is that last adjustment. Adding that tilt and platform is that last part.
I think it helps you avoid jimmying the ball.
Yes.
You know, like when you're thinking,
and that's what we don't want. If we jimmy the ball, it goes back to like, you know, you might even make a perfect pass on that, but it goes back to what we talked about in the beginning about, you know, that's still a pretty tough ball to set. That's going to be really high side spin and just kind of, it's going to still be a little bit tougher to keep it in that window and be able to side out properly, but you're not going to always have it perfect. You're not going to have every single skill, every single pass. You're not going to have your feet working to every single ball because we have so many different factors that come in with each serve. We have, you know, we see thousands of different types of serves all the time. Everyone's got their own way to do things. You got short, deep, spin. I think the beautiful part about this is that if you master these skills, if you get to the point where you can do this stuff on a day-to-day thing, one skill can kind of carry another skill to get you there. So if I'm in a position where my feet can't quite get to a ball and I do have to fall over, like you said, when you have a super aggressive serve and it's right to my line and I'm falling over trying to get that ball. But what saves me in that situation is that my effort in trying to get my shoulders around that ball, even though my feet aren't there, and my effort in trying to get my platform to that ball, is that if one of those things click, I'm still going to be able to give my partner a chance to set me. You know, how many times do we see someone not get their shoulders dipped and it shanks off their hands? That's kind of the beautiful part about passing is there's so many different angles we're looking at, but each skill kind of helps each other out. But there's so many times when I'm playing in a match and I'll play someone who's a really aggressive server and I'm not getting my feet there every time, but I'm still passing that ball how I want to because the three other keys that I'm focusing on are working.
I'd say you're not having the best passing day out of those three things that we talked about: feet, shoulders, and angling platform. Which one is like, okay, if I just do that, I'll pass well?
No, this is a great question because everyone kind of has their own things that it might be their strength or whatever. And when I talked about like my cue and what I give to Jeremy is to have really quick feet. And if I focus on really quick feet, for me, that kind of leads me to doing the rest. And even if I'm focusing on really quick feet, but someone bombs a serve right at me, and so I don't even move my feet, the rest of it still kind of takes care of itself, because that's the cue to get my body going. Even though you don't see it, you can feel it, and that's what makes the difference. The other thing that we talk about is trying to keep my momentum going forward into my approach. That doesn't happen all the time. In fact, it probably less than half the time I'm able to keep my momentum forward, because we're playing on a professional beach volleyball tour where people are bombing serves at you. So it's hard to keep that weight forward. It's hard to keep in that rhythm all the time. But if you're still able to take care of those other three things, it's not going to kill me for some of the repetitions that I have to not have that full-on movement towards the net. You pass and you try to recover and get and gather into your approach, but still it's not ever perfect because of all the variables in beach volleyball. It's like it's crazy to think about how many things are going on. We can't do it perfect all the time.
I think too many times in beach you're like, all these things in passing aren't working, but
Right.
sounding from you, it's like, yo, let's just get one of these things good,
Right?
And
so
then
for you it might be different. I mean, maybe it's not different because it seems like footwork is a huge thing for you.
I think for me, footwork is huge. Also, not getting my shoulders around as well. So actually, every single thing that you talked about, I'm pretty bad at. So don't serve me.
Yeah, right.
Keep serving Riley.
No.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they served you today the whole time.
I know. Welcome back to the MasterClass Passing with Chaim Schalk. Class Master Passing. Master Passing class. MasterClass Passing.
No.
Okay.
Passing masterclass.
Passing Masterclass. We're going to talk about getting your shoulders square to the net. So if you find yourself shanking balls left or right, kind of what I do, this video is going to be for you. We're going to help you right now.